Alright, so JLV West preseason racing. Let's
All right,
just get right into it. We're here with Smalls for his single qualifying lap.
we'll be doing some features on some of the returning teams, and we have 6 new teams to feature that are new franchisees for the JLV West division.
Yep. We've got, if I can just find them while scrolling through here. There's the Russell British Racing with Mr. Sir 06 and Kader as their drivers. Then there is Electric Racing with Kraft and Ellie. We've also got Compass. Okay, let's just get right through it. Who's on pole for the preseason race? It's Mr.
Oh,
Sir
wow.
06 of Russell British Racing. Right behind them is Odd Cooper for Rick Ware Racing, who are technically a new team. But they'll be...
Team folded from CLV and then reestablished in JLV as a new team. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Edvertitos and Gamer15 for for INR, followed by Kader
Impressive.
for Russell British Racing, Kraft for Electric Racing, nice qualifying from him, Joe 7 for the Monkey Racing, then Belgian Senna and Priya for Yorkshire Aerial, and then to
Priya
follow...
in the line to own Yorkshire Aerial this season at the end of the year.
Exactly, yep. Jake Brad did offer whoever performed best for YAR for Yorkshire, the entire team. So Priya will be looking to own a third team. Then we've got Toffoli. Let's look at the bottom 10. We've got Smalls from the Monkey. And then we've got our third new team, which is Compass Automobile Experience. It's a bit of a long name, that's why I had to shorten it down there. And we've got Vaporeon in 12 for them. Then it's Acosta Motorsport with Cloud and Burger Ekolowski Racing. We've got Yosho in 14th. Then Celerio Deer Juniors with IceBRG. They're running the same livery as their CLV sister team as a placeholder for this preseason testing. Ellie, Koikos, Boken 34, Botti, and Arcaniac finish off the qualifying. Arcaniac and Botti 37.20, over 2 seconds behind pole position. This
That's
will
a lot
be...
of separation. I know it's just a one-shot qualifying, but over 2 seconds of separation already for the bottom league. It's going to be a pretty varied grid, I think. Let's get to it.
Yep, let's start it off. Remember, fastest lap wins. All the drivers are ghosted. So let's see how they'll do. Got Russell, it looks like Russell British Racing, INR, and Rick Ware, all with solid cars so far.
That's a great set of first turns for the Odd Koopa here in his debut season. Really off to a great start on this session. Down into the deep hairpin and then the bobby pin set of turns here. It
Yep,
looks like
and
the first lap, no problem for Rick Ware. And those initiation Rojas with the top speed, they should do good on this long straightaway, one of the longest straights on any circuit.
yep, looks like Odd Koopa's pulled ahead, so have the INRs. Mr. 06 dropping behind a bit.
But look at this, we do have Vaporeon making a
Oh
climb
yes,
up.
we do have Compass jumping up to 6th now. Then we've got Joe, Kraft, Belgian Senna, Tifole, and also look at that Yosho also making his way up the field. He drives for Burger Ekolowski Racing.
That's some excellent progress from those lower teams. showing that one lap isn't enough to see. They're going for their fastest laps. Could we get anyone under 34, do you think? There's a 34.17 already from Gamer 15.
I think it's definitely a possibility. They have 20 minutes to make the fastest lap. Gamer now almost 2 seconds ahead of Odd Koopa. And as he almost gets a sub 34, that's 34.02 seconds. He's really pulled away from the rest of the pack, just driving.
Absolutely impressive. I wonder what Kamikaze's upgrade strategy was during the off season because they were famous, both Toro Roja and INR, for going for a lot of speed upgrades,
Yes,
exclusively speed upgrades last season.
Talento Roja and Iniciación Roja both just completely speed. So you will find out 24 hours after this preseason race goes premieres live for real what the upgrades are ahead of the first race of the season, which for JLV West is Portimao in Portugal.
That's right. And in the meantime, while we're watching, why don't we go through a rundown of all the teams? We can start with INR here. Gamer 15, brand new to the league. As a SL World Champion, he's entering the virtual racing league for the first time this season. And Edvarditos, his teammate, a Spanish teammate drafted specifically by Kamikaze to join the Spanish racing outfit this season.
He is Latvian
Last
actually. He's Latvian actually. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Lat he is Edward. Oh God, that's my mistake. I thought he drafted him specifically for he was looking for Spanish drivers. That's right. He
Maybe,
is Latvian.
yeah,
That replaces
maybe call me also thought he was Spanish as it does sound like
he has that Spanish
Spanish.
name, yeah. He'll replace Sexy Digger in CLV as the only Latvian driver on the grid this season in all of the virtual leagues.
Exactly. So that's your INR lineup.
Yeah.
Then we
And
also
a
have
note also, they finished sixth in the JLV last year, so they're looking for a really big improvement. It looks like they're in good standing so far to do so.
yep, that's very true. Another outfit looking to impress. We've got Rick Ware with Odd Cooper, who's also a new driver into the JLV this season. And it looks like he's had a phenomenal start, same as Gamer. And his teammate, let's see, where is he at? There's Tifoli 99. He's in ninth. He's got a best lap of 35.68. That's over a second slower than Odd Cooper. That's very
Wow.
interesting.
And Toffoli didn't have a great season last year with Yorkshire Ariel. Of course, YAR
Yeah,
finished dead
if I bring up drivers' standings here, Tifoli finished last in the drivers' standings. Then you've got Arcaniac in second last. He's gonna be driving for Compass this season. Then Smalls, of course, 17th. He's still driving with the Monkey. Let's see who else can we find who's gonna drive in JLV West. We've got
lap. I
I
think
think
that might be it for
that's
the West.
damn yeah. That's
Yeah,
actually
Kamushis is returning in the East, and everyone else is going to be a new driver in the JLV. So big switch up, lots of relegations, retirements, and promotions.
yes. We've also got promotions like Celeste Lucier or Fox or Mask of Bravas. But yeah, it looks like Tifole, Arcaniac, and Smalls are our returning drivers from the JLV last season, and it looks like the rest of them are just brand new. So let's see
Mm.
actually how Arcaniac is doing. He's down in 18th at the moment.
Quite a difference. Quite a difference between the two.
Yeah, between him and Vaporeon. Vaporeon fastest lap of 35.32. Arcaniac fastest lap of 36.37. So quite a difference there as well. And Smalls is also a returning driver. He's got a best lap of 34.65. I think that's pretty respectful.
That's right. And his teammate Joe is just one position ahead of him, the DeMonk
Yes,
Racing.
but he actually has a slower fastest lap by 0.05 seconds.
They're very tight. Smalls and his teammate Quake last season were known for matching their strategy, and they finished very tight with each other um, in a lot of the races, doing the same strategy. But we had Quake doing a lot better in the standings than Smalls.
That's very interesting. Small's also the first driver of his own team. This is the team he owns. So that might also play into the first driver curse we've seen often speculated upon within these virtual leagues where the first driver underperforms in equal machinery with equal amounts of tokens, which is very
Oh,
interesting.
if that holds up or not, but it's definitely been an active theory.
Yep, let's take a look at the standings last season in terms of teams. We had BB4Z and Flying Fox Promoter now in CLV. Scott Paul Fast Racing are both in JLV East. Then we've got the Monkey. They finished 5th, and they're in JLV West. So is Iniciación Roja, who finished 6th, and the Yorkshire Aerial, who did in fact finish last in the JLV last time around. They'll be looking to improve at that. I think you said that at the beginning of this preseason race.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it looks very interesting. Rickware also looking to compete in new teams, also looking to compete. Let's see how Gamer is. Oh, Mr. 06 is back into second. Looks like the Russell British Racing drivers have found their pace back after dropping a bit behind. Let's take a
That's
look at.
another team that's going to be really talked about is RBR, the return to Ultimate Racing, a former Sunday League team, folded, of course, to make room for the commentator spot. Um, this team, founded by Vlad and Skip back in season 5 of Sunday League, they fielded Kader, a former Challenger League driver, and a new driver, an Indian British driver, Mr. Sir '06, and sitting right near the top of the grid right now. I think they could be one of the most or the rookie of the year teams, I guess you could say, with these new franchises.
Yeah, it's very interesting indeed. There's also the matter of this is the team owned primarily by Skip, the host and organizer of SLV, so you might have an inside scoop on what upgrades are best to go for, what token spends, and he might be v- very knowledgeable about the world of virtual leagues, which might help his team a lot to do well in JLV West this season.
That's right. Kader and Mr. Sir are going to be thanking their owners that they have some engineering experts on the board as rookie drivers. They're going to need all the help they can get.
Exactly. Let's take a look at the fastest laps. Gamer Odd Koopa has caught up to Gamer now. Gamer's still at a fastest lap of 34.02 as Odd Koopa overtakes him. And I don't know if this appears the same to you. I think I caught a bit of lag there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. What is his fastest lap at?
What is Odd Koopa's?
He's 34. He's only 800ths off the pace of gamers, so they're very
Yeah.
close, neck and neck.
Very interesting to see how fast this lap will be for them. This is the one where Odd Koopa, of course, overtook on the previous straight.
Mhm.
And let's see here. Oh, 200s behind his fastest lap. Gamer much slower for him, but that was very close for Odd Koopa. And let's see the rest. Let's see. Mr. Sir 06 with a fastest of 34.22. Kader 34.32, just a tenth behind his teammate. Looks like both of them will be very solid in this car. And here comes Joe. He's got a fastest lap of 34.13. So he beats both RBRs at the current moment. in terms of fastest lap. Looks like he is having some grip issues, though. Slid around a bit there. But yeah, he's beating both RBRs at the current moment. Next
Yeah,
one
if we
up.
guessed ahead of time, I'd say DeMonk did not improve much in the grip category, but it'll be interesting when we reveal the results tomorrow if they did or not.
Yeah, Ed 34.07, so he's actually in second. He's ahead of Odd Koopa in the fastest laps. Uh, a little struggle with race pace since he's dropped back to 6, but maybe he's planning to recover now. But it's the fastest lap. Oh, and he just does 34.07 again.
Incredible
Yes.
match previous.
Let's continue looking down the field. Tifoli 99, he's Odd Koopa's teammate. 34.48. He's definitely improved his fastest lap compared to previously when we checked on him. And yeah, it looks like a solid fastest lap, just around 4 tenths behind. Smalls 34.65. That's half a second behind his teammate. Vaporeon 35.32. So that's quite a difference between him and Smalls in terms of fast. Oh, and he just does a much faster lap, 34.72 for
Where did that come
Vaporeon.
from?
I don't know, but looks like he's overtaken Smalls as well. Fast lap there. Koiko's fastest lap is 34.75. That's 300ths off Vaporeon. Kraft 35 seconds. Belgian Senna 35.57 and his teammate Priya 35.40. So the Yorkshire aerial drivers pretty close. Doesn't look like the car is performing all that well. Eli with 35.35, Boken with 35.45, Ice with 35.83, Arcaniac with 35.85, Cloud with 36 seconds as the fastest lap, and for Botti 36.37, so it looks like the Acosta car is really struggling at Barcelona
Nearly
here.
2.5 seconds off the pace. Well, this is a good time to do a profile on Acosta, owned by Baudi in Argentina.
Yep.
It's racing alongside Cloud. These are two rookie drivers and a rookie owner in the league this year. Very nice livery there with that silver, orange, and green setup. But the one thing they do lack is experience in all categories. Maybe something to do with their poor performance so far.
Yeah, it's a very interesting livery. It reminds me of Force India with the colors, the orange and the green.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's definitely a nice livery. Let's hope that livery motivates the drivers to do better in the season compared to this preseason performance. As we can
And
take a close look here at the drivers. Here we go,
yeah,
our
not too far up the
Arcaniac.
grid there. That's his Suicide's team from France, the Challenger League legend and CLV driver, driving with Scuderia Carmona. He entered into the ring for ownership this season, and a beautiful looking car, and looks like he might have a great driver in Vaporeon to squeeze some points out of it. Arcaniac struggling a little bit more than his teammate so far.
Yep, it does look like Compass can maybe get good results under Vaporeon. Let's hope that Arcaniac can also uh, bring it up at the rear. And speaking of drivers for already established virtual league drivers who have gotten teams into JLV West, there's also, of course, Berger Ikolowski Racing, owned by Ikolowski, who's
Yeah,
recently moved
great
to
league virtual driver.
Forza Roja in SLV. So we've got Boken and we've got Yosho up in 8th at the current moment, also
This
outperforming
will
his
be
teammate.
our only Central American team from Costa Rica. So our first Costa Rican and first Central American team in the virtual league. So congrats, Igoloski, for representing, the Latino Latin American countries.
Yep. And of course, Botti representing Argentina, Ikolowski representing Costa Rica. So a bunch of American outfits. We've of course got um, Rick Ware, Dutch racing team. Well, American probably, judging by the name, but Hetmanica is its owner,
That's
who's
right, branched off
Dutch.
from where NASCAR teams, but this Dutch representation, hoping to get things going again. Um, we haven't mentioned yet electric racing, Eli's team, another
Yep,
American team. Uh, so there are two American teams on the grid and another with American heritage. So Kraft and Eli are, of course, Journeyman and Challenger League drivers in the real racing leagues. They've teamed up together to race this beautiful burgundy and black and white car formed by Eli. I don't
yeah,
know if
it's
they
a
got a
very
lot of upgrades.
nice, it's a very nice color. This dark burgundy. It's
It's
definitely a
looking a
color
little
you don't see often.
no, looking a little slow on the grid, but there's lots of season left to improve on.
Exactly, there is also two upgrade chances every week. So even those who might be at the front right now dominating, like you can see with Russell British Racing, now Joe in fourth. Uh, yeah, the Monkey, Russell British Racing, INR, and Rick Ware all dominating at the front. Might not be for the rest of the season. It really depends on how the upgrades go for the teams, and we might see someone like Acosta Motorsport getting lucky at the back. I think that livery is a bit unfinished. I think Botti was planning to put his fellow driver, his fellow teammate's flag on the other side. So if that's the
That could
case,
make
we
I guess before time runs out here, we should do our last team. It's Soleri Odoer Juniors, the junior team to Acer Audi Sport owned by Priya, another Dutch team on the grid. They've got Iceberg, Sunday League legend, drove for a few seasons in Sunday League with some podiums. I'm trying to get some juice out of that car right now. Both him and Quikus, his teammate, are in the last half of the top 20. But what do you think of the car so far?
well, it looks like a mid-table car so far. Uh, very interesting. Will be interesting to look at when we reveal the preseason upgrades as well. And it looks like Kukas is beating his teammate right now by quite a bit. He's got a sub 35 time. Iceberg barely has a sub 36 best lap. That's interesting. But now we're gonna go on to the final lap of the race. Let's zoom out now.
Gamer, yeah, rising to the top after it was maybe Mr. Sir was going to sneak in there, some of the other cars, but the INR
But
of Gamer stayed up there nice and fast. And
and
Edvardito,
Odd Koopa in first in terms of race pace, but I don't think he's gonna beat Gamer's fastest lap. I wonder if someone else might. Well, I won't spoil it for ourselves. We'll have to see at the leaderboard. Odd, good performance from Odd Koopa, from Gamer, Mr. Suro 6, Joe, Edvertito's Catter. That's the top six in terms of race pace, not on fast laps. But yeah,
and
top six, all new
it's nice to see
drivers.
Rick Ware with some success too after basically having to start from scratch.
Yep,
And
and it
yeah,
looks like Gamer with the fastest lap. Edvertito's has the second fastest lap, so it's an INR lockout. Odd Cooper, then Tifoli. Look at that, Tifoli improving to 34.12 by the end of practice. So third and fourth Rickware are in terms of preseason testing. Then we've got Joe for the Monkey Racing. His teammate isn't in sixth However, 6th it looks to be Mr. Sir '06, coincidentally, of Russell British Racing. And behind them looks to be his teammate Kader. And then Vaporeon, Yoshio, Smalls, Kukas, Kraft, Belgian Senna, Eli, Priya, Boken, 34, Arcaniac, Cloud actually beating Iceberg on the fastest lap, and slowest so far appears to be Botti. So that was the preseason race for JLV West. Very interesting results here. Looks like Iniciación Roja, Rickware Racing, Russell British Racing all putting in good performances. It will be interesting to see as we see you next for JLV West. Next up will be Portimao, the season opener at the Algarve International Circuit in Portugal. So we'll see you then.
And it looks like the trucks from JLV East are pulling in the driveway. Let's see if anything of them can beat a 3402.
Let's see indeed.